Hari Om Sarve Janaah Sukhino Bhavantu Sarvamangalani Abhivirdhir Bhavatu Tathastu. So today I am continuing my part 3 in English, Physics in Vishnu saharanamam. So earlier part 2 we saw. Now I am going to pick out verses number 10 and 77. Suresha, verses number 10. Suresha Sharanam Sharma Vishwareta Praja Bhavaha Ahas Samvatsaro Vyalaha Pratyaya Sarvadarshanaha. So here Suresha Suranam Isha is a he's a Ishan, he's a god, he's a deity for all the devas also. Now I am coming to this pada which is Vishwaretha. Retha means it's a atom in found the semens of the men, but he is a Vishwaretha, he gives life. See how the life comes, and he is a Prajabhavaha. But where does the physics come? In the next line. Suresha Sharanam Sharma Vishwareta Prajabhavaha Aha Samvatsaro Vyalaha Pratyaya Sarvadarshana. Aha. Aha means day, not night, not Ratri. We have a separate word called in Sanskrit Aha. Samvatsaraha, years, Varsha. Again physics, Samvatsaro Vyalaha. Now what is Vyalaha? Vyalaha is normally referred to as a serpent, but it is not a serpent. The technical meaning of pure Sanskrit meaning is Vyalaha means coil, round, coil. So it's applied. The applied meaning is serpent because serpent is found to coil generally. So Vyalaha, what is this Vyala? It's a coil. See, when you talk of the four forces, electromagnetic force, this Vyalaha actually is a magnetic force, I would say a coil. And the coil is found in every planet. Wherever the planet rotates, the field of magnetism is created like a coil. When you pass electricity in a coil, the coil surrounds, for example, a piece of iron, then magnetism is created in the coil. But when you pass electricity directly on the piece of iron, no magnetism is created. See the profundity, see the depth in which those physics have come here. That's why he uses the word Vyalaha. We find the word Vyalaha, not a serpent, but the coil. So Vyalaha, Pratyayaha. Pratyayaha is, we have a lot of pratyayas in the Sanskritam grammar in Vyakaranam, but like Ajadi Pratyayaha, Aladi Pratyayaha, a lot of pratyayas are there. But pratyaya is, I would say, is something which comes out of a dhatuhu. And here Vyalaha, the coil, is magnetized by the electric current it receives from the sun, the energy. So the earth is surrounded by a coil of magnetic field. Every moving, rotating planet which rotates on its own axis. So a magnetism is created. See, a magnetism, if it's created also if you take an electron. What is an electron? I told you, if you take an egg, for example, simple explanation, and you have the yolk of the egg. Inside the yolk you have the protons and the neutrons. And the electrons traveling almost at the speed of light of 1,85,535 miles per second, it also goes around the yolk. Just like our earth goes around the sun. So in that process, magnetic fields are created. So that's what they are using the word Vyalaha, magnetism, corresponding to electromagnetic force. Chaturmurti we saw. So Vyalaha and Sarvadarshanaha is, you can see everywhere, it's a Sarva Vyapi. As Einstein said, God lives in universe. God lives in universe, Mahavishnu lives in universe. I told you Vishnu, Vish is a dhatu for existence in every atom. Jishnuhur, victory is there in every atom. Sahishnu, tolerance is there in every atom. Sahishnu, Anu. So the depth, why you have to use the word Vyalaha? So it has its meaning. In no text, religious text, you find these words describing Mahavishnu in the universe. See, this is Vishnu Sahasranam is one of the treasures of our Vedas. Probably coming out of Mahabharata, but whatever it is in the Indian treasure. Vyalaha. Serpent, they say, Sarpanamaham Vasuki and all Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, but here the Vyalaha is a pure coil of magnetism. When the earth spins, it creates a magnetic field, and when it revolves around the sun, both have to take place for the magnetic coil to be created around the earth, preventing the dangerous ultraviolet rays from entering the earth. Dangerous filters. That's why it says Vyalaha and Sarvadarshana. He lives everywhere. Einstein's theory only. Einstein says God is in the universe because he follows Spinoza's ethics. Spinoza was a Jew settled in Netherlands, Holland. Wrote his book, The Ethics and Other Things, where he describes about who the God is. Though they directly don't accept the God to give you, but the forces of nature helps you. That's what our Veda says. We are slightly different from Spinoza's ethics. 77. Vishwamurtir Mahamurtir Deeptamurtir Amurtiman Anekamurtir Avyakta Shatamurtir Shatananaha. Anekamurtir Avyaktaha Shatamurtir Shatananaha. Vishwamurti. Oh, I told you Murti is not really a Vigraha, an idol. It's a symbol of identification. If I say A is identified, and B is identified. As if I say 1 is identified as 1 and 2 is identified. They are all Murtis. For identification purposes, you have to say. If I say electricity, you will not understand. If I use the word electricity, you will understand, but you can't see the electricity. You have to only experience. But I have to give a Murti to it. I will call it as electricity. I will call it as gravity, nuclear force. These forces you can't see in a form. You have to experience the electromagnetic forces. That's why Vishwamurti, he is the force of the universe. All the force, standard model forces. So Vishwamurtir, Deeptamurtir. What is Deepta? Deepa means, okay, fire, light, energy you can take. Vishwamurtir, Deeptamurtir. Then he says, also Anekamurtir, Avyakta. Then he says Amurti. Now, if you say Deepta, Vishwamurtir, Deeptamurtir, then you can also call Amurti. Deepta is fire, light. Between the stars, the light is there. He is a Murti. Everywhere you see the stars, mostly in the sky, sun. You see the Deepa. He is the symbol of the light. You indicate a light with a sun, because the light in the cosmos hits an object, the sun or the planet, and the planet shines. Is it not? He also says he is a Ekamurti. That is, he is a universal God. But the energy is everywhere. But when he says Amurti also, the Deepta is everywhere, Deepta Murti. Amurti. Murti, opposite Amurti. That means he is also in the darkness. Light is everywhere, the energy is everywhere. You see the darkness between stars, dark sky and all, if you observe. But so he is there also an Amurti, because there is no Murti there. It is only darkness. So Murti and Amurti, see how they use these words. It's not only a Murti, not only an idol, not only a referential point, but when you see darkness, is also an Amurti there. There is no Murti. When you see when you see the moon is not radiating any light. The light from the sun hits the moon and it shines. But there are spaces in the universe, darkness. So he is an Amurti there. There is nothing called a Murti there. And Anekamurtir Avyaktaha. Anekamurtir, see, he is a Ekamurti. He is not several Murtis for you, but he is also an Ekamurti, and that Murti refers to the Paramatma, and he is Avyaktaha. Anekamurtir Avyakta Shatamurtir Shadananaha. Now I will come to that. Avyaktaha. He is intangible, eternal. So, the Vyasa or his descendants have explained when they say Murtir, Amurtir, Deepta Murtir, and he is a Vishwamurti. He is there everywhere, Bhaiya. He is also an Amurti, where you don't see any planets or suns or stars, and you see only darkness in the space, total darkness, as astronauts report. He is also there. He is also an Amurti there. No symbol, no identification points in the vast vacuum universe. So, Avyaktaha Shatamurtihi Shatananaha. He Shatamurtihi. See, here I want to give a referential points. Carl Sagan in his book Cosmos writes, he writes beautifully of Hinduism also, how these Hindus calculated the age of sun and all. I have given in my book A Search in Secret Sacred Hinduism. It is available in e-Kindle, in Amazon and all. Shatamurti, they are saying there are 100 billion galaxies in the universe. And 100 billion suns in our own galaxy in Milky Way. 100. Shatamurti. So the referential points, if you see, that's why they said 100 murtis. They don't say Sahasra Murti here. They say Shatamurti and Shatananaha. Shata-ananaha means face, the visage, the face. So the galaxies are observed to be 100 billion galaxies apart from our own galaxy. So that is Shatamurti, 100 billion galaxies having 100 faces, identification points. A galaxy, if you observe, they look like one, but it may be a galaxy for the normal eye, and they radiate light. Shata Anana means 100 faces. So, Vishwamurtir, Mahamurtir, Deeptamurtir, Amurtiman, Anekamurtir, Avyakta, Shatamurti, Shatananaha. He is a Mahamurti. He is a biggest symbol. That's probably an adjective. I'm not taking that seriously, but he is the biggest. There's nothing called bigger than him. He's an infinite. You can't add +1 to an infinite. It's never ending. So, Vishwamurtir, Mahamurtir, Deeptamurtir, Amurtiman. He's also Amurti because in galaxies, between spaces in this vast universe, only darkness is there, but the Deepta is there. In the darkness also, since there is no object there in the darkness, you don't see the reflection of any light because there are no planets. There's a vast space there. See how profoundly they have delved into the depths of the knowledge of this universe by describing Mahavishnu. Amurti. Need not say Amurti. Deepta Murti is there, but Deepta Murti is followed by the word Amurti. He is not the Mahamurti. He is the Vishwamurti, Mahamurti. He is a symbol. The entire universe is a Murti. Anega Murti Avyakta Shatamurti Shatananaha. The Shatamurti and Shatananaha is the Shatamurti is 100 billion galaxies, and the Shatananaha with faces. Faces means you see them by reflection of light. The light is there, hits them. Because when the universe was created as per astrophysics of modern science, it came through a big bang. First light was created, and then the sound comes, because light travels at a speed greater than that of a sound. So this is more than physics. This is physics. What? Told about 3,000-4,000 years back. So see the knowledge that has been there, because nobody has gone that much and studied our previous 1,000 years back, because we were invaded. So we put everything on the left and said salam to all those invaders. And ahimsa, because we don't fight. Indian kings don't fight. They don't take war. There is no revolution, the Russian revolution, the Spanish revolution, the English revolution, the French revolution, where revolutions take place and ahimsa is there. No Ahimsa is not there. Only himsa, people killing the kings being brutally killed, then the Crusaders' war, even wars are going now, right now, because of himsa, because they do not know the concept of ahimsa, the non-violence. And Mahatma Gandhi brought it recently, and now they are following. But still, the culture of ahimsa was not there. Ashoka imbibed it. He found very guilty after a war. He became a Buddhist because he wanted ahimsa, non-violence. That is a nature. So that's why we didn't fight all those invaders, probably. So our treasures were lost. The interpretation of those treasures and building on those treasures are important, because first, if you take, first there was some mathematics, but then later on Newton developed calculus and all, which Parasara did, but it was all buried in a treasure unless some researchers pulled out all these things recently, about 300, 400, 500, 600 years back. Till such time it was all buried, simply sitting. Then the generation after that were simply sitting and saying salam and then doing whatever it is. We didn't develop on the base. The base was very well laid. Everything, even if you take a computer about 70 years back, well, I was having a computer in the universities in the US when I was studying, a huge computer, and it will give an output a very small, not much lesser than your mobile also. Then later on it developed, improved, but we didn't improve. So we lost all the charm that was hidden, the secret treasures of Hindustan, the knowledge that was there. More I shall continue till such time. Bhuyat Tavat Shubhamangalam. Hari Om Sarve Janaah Sukhino Bhavantu.